Round 1.
Welcome back to Inside Boxing's Throwdown. My name is Steve Johnson, Radio Martinez. First of all, we're going to get into recapping this past weekend's fight action where on Friday night, Premier Boxing Champions at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino and Hotel in Hollywood, Florida, where we had IBF World Lightweight Champion Rances Barthelemy retain his title over challenger Mickey Bay with some weird scoring though. Let me give you the scores first of all. One judge saw the score 117 to 110. Another judge saw it 116-11 in favor of Barthelemy. And this other judge, Judge Hilton Whitaker III, who's known for craziness, he had Mickey Bay winning 117 to 110.
My goodness.
Okay. Let me first of all give you my opinion of the fight. I thought that, in my opinion, Rances Barthelemy clearly won the fight. He's taller, longer. It was a problem for Mickey Bay, but I think Mickey Bay's biggest problem is that he's been inactive for so long. You know, he's been out for almost a year and a half, and I think that showed. You know, but the whole deal about this to me was this damn 117 to 110 for Bay, where there was no question that was way out of line.
Well, I agree. You know, and you hate to kind of beat a dead horse, but you know the scoring. When are they going to get this scoring to where it's not even so much accurate or pinpoint, but just in the same ballpark? I mean, you always have the one judge or two judges that are just way out in different sides of the country. I mean, it this doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's been a problem. We talked about it. But going to the fight, you know, Barthelemy, good little fighter. I still remember when he came on the scene. And he's been sticking with it, and you know it's paying off for him. He's looks like he's doing pretty good.
Well, now he's 25-0. I mean, you know, and like I said, he's definitely somebody that has to be dealt with. Mickey Bay, you know, remember he held the title before he was stripped because of inactivity, strangely enough. But now he comes back, and that inactivity was shown to bite him in the ass. I don't know where Mickey Bay goes from here. I think this is his second loss now. He's still somebody that has to be dealt with, but it looks like he has to be on home ground for familiar territory for him to get the hometown call.
Well, like you say, they need to keep him active now. You know, whatever the reasons that he remains inactive for long periods of time, we don't know, but he needs to stay active if he's going to get back into the limelight, get back into where people were talking about Mickey Bay.
You know, it's funny you say that. Being active. You talked about this before in past segments that we've done on Inside Boxing's Throwdown. Is that a fighter has to stay active. He has to be, in order to keep his sharpness, his edge, both physically and mentally. You know, he has to be active. And Mickey Bay, like you said, his management team, for some reason, they're reluctant to do that.
Well, see, you can train. You can train every day. You can spar. You can run the mountain. You can do whatever you want. You can jump rope. You can swim. You can go through all the good training techniques and keep yourself in pretty good tip-top shape. But the bottom line is boxing. You know, you have the type of fighters where boxing is you have to be able to take advantage of the openings when your opponent gives them to you, and they're very subtle and they're very quick. So if your reflexes aren't there and your timing, your coordination's not there, you just don't get the shots that you know you should get, and that's where staying active helps you. Staying active, you're actually boxing, and someone's trying to knock your head off, and you're doing the same. So he needs to remain active.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like in every sport, you know, we have the term, you know, in football shape.
Yep.
There's a difference between being in shape and in football shape.
Exactly.
Basketball, you can run, you know, all the suicides and everything all you want to, but it's because remember, you know, part of every sport, you know, is the adrenaline rush, you know, and that adrenaline rush takes some out of you, you know, and then you have to rebuild that up and it's all, like you said, the difference of being in shape. But enough about Mickey Bay.
Now, Barthelemy, real quick, what does he do now? What's in his sights?
He just sits back and waits. I mean, he's sitting right there. You know, he's the WBC. The IBF world champion. I mean, he just sits back and waits to see who wants to get him. Mickey Bay, we all thought was going to be probably his most formidable opponent. That didn't pan out last night. That's not to say that something might happen down the road where Big Bay will get another shot, But right now, I think Barthelemy sits back and takes it easy.
I like Barthelemy. I like
too.
him. He's a good kid. I'll tell you what. Look for good things from him. I like him.
Yeah. I think he sits back. Now let's talk about last night, the fight, which I hope everyone got to see it on HBO, where it was probably the fight of the year right now. If not, it's a strong candidate.
Oh.
And that's where we had for the WBC World Super Featherweight title was on the line. It belonged to Francisco Vargas, and he took on Orlando Salido at the StubHub Arena in Carson, California. It was a crazy fight, though.
I'm telling you, Salido, you just, when you get in the ring with Salido, baby, you better be ready.
That dude is something else, man. He's something else, we've seen him during his career. He's had his ups and downs, And to be honest, last night, I hate to say this, but the fight was close.
Yeah.
I mean, it was close.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
I would have, if it wasn't for that Vargas had the title, and I know this sounds weird because we just talked about the scoring and everything, but Salido, I would have had him by a hair, okay? But he didn't do enough to take the title. And that's one thing that we still talk about, and that's because we're old school.
Well, that's old school thinking.
That's right.
I was just going to say that. That's
our
old school thinking.
Is that
you got to take it.
You got to take it from the champ because the champ had to take it from the champ when he got it from him. So it's but man, what a war!
Oh,
I mean, these guys just battled it out. I mean, I just thought that Orlando Salido wasn't dominant enough. But what's your opinion?
Yeah, but no, I'm with you. I'm with you. Is we're old school. We've been around long enough to where we were back in the days where titles meant something.
Yeah.
Where they actually meant something. Where they had that pride and that honor that that came with being the world champion. So with that, you had to take it from a champion. The champion always had the edge because he was the champion, and you had to do something to actually take the belt from the champion rather than just go in there and win the contest. Now, newcomers may say, well, that don't even make any sense, but it does. It makes all the sense in the world. I mean, you have to give some kind of honor and pride for them to carry that belts. I mean, you see champions nowadays, they're walking around with all these belts and nobody ever heard of them, So,
well, to be fair, we made you guys give you the impression that Vargas won this fight. Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't win the fight; it was a draw. And that was the craziness of that. 115 and 113 for Vargas, and two had it 115, 113 for Vargas, and two had 114 for a draw. Okay. Yep.
It's majority draw.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, majority
draw.
MD. And I tell you what, the fans actually cheered, man, crazy. It was like they were kind of like me. It really didn't matter who won the fight since it was declared a draw. It was a good fight. And they gave a standing ovation to both the fighters. I mean, it's one of those, once again, old school knockdown dragouts where somebody, they both at different times looked like they were going down. But it was, hey man, it was a fantastic fight.
All things considering, what do we see? A rematch?
I don't know. I don't know. I would think that first of all, both of them going to take some time to rest.
Well, yeah, but you got someone. The score has got to be settled.
Well, okay, but not by the end of this year. I don't.
Oh
think.
No.
Well, I'm saying it'll be early next year.
I can see an Israel Vasquez type scenario. Barrera. Scenario.
Lomachenko or Gamboa.
No, I'm talking about the rivals where they fought two or three times.
Okay.
Barrera and Morales, Israel Vasquez, and the guy he fought three times. I mean, the wars. I mean, boy, these were fights, man. These were fights. Yeah. So I mean, are we seeing the same scenario here? I mean,
I think we are. There's no question. I think we are. But like you said with Salido, we know that he's up and down.
Yeah.
Orlando Salido gave a tremendous performance this time. Next time,
well, that's true. Maybe we won't see him.
Yeah, he might not do his thing.
We may not
but
see
anyway,
that.
like you said, excellent analogy that the rematch.
Yeah.
Fans would not turn away from that.
No.
Regardless of how
it bigger.
pans out. Exactly.
Be bigger.
So we'll see what Eric Gomez from Golden Boy does. That'll be him it'll be on him to put that one together. But anyway, that'll take care of our first segment here. We'll get ready when we come back on our second episode here of Inside Boxing Throwdown. We're going to talk about what is something that happened late Friday night. We got the word of the passing of an all-time great, both inside and outside the ring, of Muhammad Ali. And we'll go in depth in that. We'll share some thoughts and some opinions on his passing and what he meant to the sport and to life in general. Okay?
Come back, see our next segment, our next episode. Until then, keep them hands up.
Hey, keep them up, baby.